Maha Creek rises south of Creedmoor in southern Travis County. It continues to flow east, looping through 26 miles of rolling prairie. Clay and sandy loams support mesquite, cacti, and grasses in the upper reaches of the creek, and water-tolerant hardwoods and conifers in the lower reaches. It is here, along the quiet path of Maha Creek, a locale as unique as the land on which it lays, a place called VIDA. This is a blueprint that exists in the mind of the person that dreamed this community. Her name is Maria Vidal.
For the past 3 years, I have been researching the legalities of developing an intentional community designed from the start to have a high degree of social cohesion and synchronicity.
At a time when the influx in Austin's population is making the real estate market so prolific, it seems reasonable to approach corporate investors and offer them a participation in a real estate venture. However, Buena Vida is not a real estate venture. It's more of a social experiment. The primary purpose of your involvement is not to make money, but to facilitate the creation of this community. Our homes will be sold through private offerings to individuals selected as good candidates.
This will be similar to establishing a business where you select the employees that you need to run the business successfully. We want to bring together a planned diversity so that we have a mix of ages, cultures, and skills. But beyond that, there has to be a unity in values. To handpick such a diverse population, I need time. That is why I'm seeking 3 corporations that would buy 3 houses each and enjoy the home for 5 years. After 5 years, the houses should be sold to permanent residents.
If this idea intrigues you, give us the next 12 minutes to explain how you, as a corporate presence in the Austin community, can participate in this project and how you would benefit from it.
Buena Vida Intentional Community will be built outside the city limits with less building restrictions, especially allowing farm animals. Maria will make a private offering to 3 corporations that operate in Austin. Each can buy 3 houses. The 3 corporations will own 9 out of 18 houses, or 50% interest in the community. This is an aerial view of the 3 houses. These corporations will be identified as original members and given allowances as to the use and resale of the homes. The homes owned by corporations can have an intermittent use for 5 years, including employee residence, corporate residence, and short-term rental. After the 5 years, our agreement will require that the house is sold to a qualified individual and turned into a permanent residence.
Your commitment as an original member will be to participate in the interim board of directors with specific duties, mainly the selection of succeeding members and supervision of disbursements from the construction fund. The investment will be $2,500 for each membership, plus the cost of the house. When the houses are ready, the mortgage company will close on each house just like if you were buying any other property and pay off the construction loan.
3 years ago, I worked on a budget that came to $180,000 for 1/18 of the total cost. This included the homes, the parking buildings, and the clubhouse. At the time, I was looking at 10 acres of land and no water inside the property. Presently, I'm considering a 17-acre property with a creek running through it. It looks like this. And we want to make it look like this. Dredging the channel, erecting a contention wall, and installing 2 culverts will add another $40,000 per unit to my original estimate.
When you resell the property, your financial gain will be subject to cost control policies established in our company agreement. The sell price will depend on the percent increase in value of properties in the area. So if the property values have increased 30% since you bought the house, your resale price will be set so that you make a 30% gain over what you paid.
Buena Vida Intentional Community will consist of 18 houses. The houses will be built inside a circular garden, in groups of 3. In the center of these 3 houses, there will be a silo with a laundry room and a soaking tub on the top floor. The parking buildings will provide 30 parking spaces for conventional vehicles and 4 slots for larger equipment, such as RVs and campers. There will be 4 storage facilities, 2 classrooms, and a gymnasium located in this common space. The roofs of the buildings will each have a different court for volleyball, basketball, and tennis. The clubhouse will be of an hexagonal shape, enclosing an area of 1,624 feet. A large kitchen will be centered in the back of the main room and a company office upstairs. This design is inspired by a 14th century Buddhist temple.
Before we start building up, there has to be a substructure that supports maximum utilization of our resources. We will need at least 2 septic tanks with the leach fields extending to the planting areas. We want a water collection system that runs from the houses towards the swimming pool hole and stores rainwaters and groundwaters in different tanks.
The dirt extracted as the creek is widened and dredged will be our principal building material. Mixed with other ingredients, it can be compacted into 12-inch wide blocks that can make the houses energy efficient. All the debris from clearing the property will be mulched and used as soil nutrient in the farming fields and vegetable beds.
Once the outside walls of a house are completed, they will be covered with stucco and trimmed with the best quality of tiles, doors, windows, and cabinets.
There will be only 60 linear feet of walls inside the house, used to divide the bedroom, bath, and closet. The openness of the design will make the house feel very spacious.
The kitchen storage system will have open shelves and drawers instead of doors, so that it's very easy to reach for the cooking gadgets. The backsplash will be embellished with Talavera tiles.
Amid her research, Maria wanted to find out how is it that some intentional communities are staying strong in the course of time and hardship while others cannot move forward. It seems that there is a formula based on the mix of population that either glues everything together or blows everything apart. When there are subgroups formed by prior ties, the community tends to divide up. Also, when the founders are accepting new members without carefully weighing their qualifications and values, some misfits occur that will eventually pollute the atmosphere of the community. Maria also noticed that aside from the loss of a friendly and comfortable living arrangement, there is no motivation for individuals to stay in one place. There is a correlation between a stable long-term population and the lifespan of an intentional community.
Luckily, The laws of fair housing allow for intentional communities to have a meticulous selection of members because we are similar to a social club in that respect.
In order to have a population that is truly diverse, I developed a chart that shows what we aim for. Our population should have 1/3 of residents in each age group, younger than 40, older than 60, and in between.
The ethnicity should include people with recent ancestors from all around the world. We want to have American Indians, Pacific Islanders, Asians, Oriental, Europeans, and so on. At least one family of each.
If we look at the skills of the applicants, we have 45 proficiencies listed in 8 different fields.
The charm and affordability of Buena Vida will appeal to a lot of people. A thorough process to collect information and interview the candidates could further identify individuals with flaws that are censored in our regulations. But the question remains, how can you encourage people to reside in a place for a longer time?
This will be the social experiment part. In the legal documents that govern Buena Vida, there are provisions having to do with cost control measures and the operation of an investment account called the surplus fund. The first provision discourages any speculator that is looking for a fast real estate gain. Nevertheless, both provisions make it very attractive for residents to stay longer and work out differences if there were any problems related to our living situation.